Hello, I'm Sashna in 1080p. So, I'm at my dripstone farm because I am going to need dripstone for my clay farm. Lots and lots of it. I'm thinking of about 1,000. Yeah, I'm going really big with the clay farm. So, although that will probably be the last thing I produce because, again, I need a ton of dripstone. So, of course, one of the limitations of my design is quickly becoming apparent. You need to be somewhat careful to avoid breaking the stone. Oh, just like that, I've briefed my own farm. Here's a hint, use Silk Touch. So, I know that MCMMO's tree feller ability lets you fell individual trees, but I don't know about something like this this giant spruce tree, so only one way to find out. Just like that, the whole tree gone. Although, you don't get any saplings, it seems, unfortunately. Which... So I'll probably have... So in that case, it would probably be best to have a bunch of smaller spruce trees nearby so that you can get saplings from them. I'll fix that one later. Building can be error prone sometimes. So, I'm going to try and have longer segments. Oh what happened there? Oh, didn't know that. You can actually sit in snow. That's an interesting mechanic. Not sure if it's a bug or intended by the set plugin, but that is an interesting mechanic. Yeah. Cobblestone can be a bit of an awkward choice because the release 1.0 no, gravel had a bit of a funny texture history because for there's sort of the alpha beta texture. I think there was another texture during classic, and then there was the one that was used during alpha and beta, roughly. And then 1.0 changed the texture up a bit. I think a later release, I think 1.3 changed it up to this rather bad texture that just looks more like cobblestone and gravel to me. And then of course you have the texture update, which in my opinion looks like sludge. There we go. And speaking of the gravel texture looking like sludge, yeah, I don't like the new textures at all. So that's why I use the old textures, and I actually use a resource pack. I can't remember who makes it off the top of my head, but it's called Programmer Art Plus. Basically, it provides textures for the newer blocks that are more consistent with the older art style. So that's really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. That's all done now. So that wasn't too big of a project. I'm digging out the area that I'm going to put the clay drying area in. So I've already calculated how big I want it to be. So the layout I'm going with is there'll be 4 plots of 16 by 16 meters where you can put clay into. Decide to separate them into little cells because I felt that would be a bit less imposing. And then having them all in one giant cell. So that will be 1,024 slots total. I'll also have some utilities scattered around the side, such as a machine to convert dirt into mud, and as well as some super smelters scattered about if you want to smelt the clay into hardened clay. So my original plan for digging ends up with me coming out over here, and that could potentially lead to quite a big terraforming job. So I think I'll make a few changes to make the design a little more workable. And so I'm going to bring it back a few blocks, and I think I'll also make it slightly smaller. And I'm digging a 3-block ceiling precisely because 2 blocks is enough to fit in, but doesn't feel very comfortable. 3-meter ceiling feels a bit more spacious and a lot less confusing. Not confusing, a lot less claustrophobic. Coal is quite abundant, but it's not too terribly useful because you can just smelt wood into charcoal. Bit of a relic of older times, I guess, because before Beta 1.2 there wasn't any charcoal, so if you wanted to craft torches you had to go digging. And the balance of that sort of thing has changed a lot, and it's generally changed in the direction of mining being less important. For example, once diamond tools you had to mine for diamonds if you wanted the best tools, if you wanted diamond tools, and those tools have a finite duration, and so if you wanted to keep using tools you'd have to keep mining for diamonds. But then in 1.0 they added enchantments, but it was sort of random what enchantments. It was completely random what enchantments you got, and there was no way to combine enchantments or anything like that, so if you didn't get the enchantments you wanted, too bad. But now, of course, you can trade with villagers for diamonds, you can trade for enchanted books. There has been a bit of a shift back in the direction of mining, because you have to mine for netherite now, and crafting netherite upgrade templates requires you to get actual diamonds as well. And with the villager trade rebalance, they seem to be trying to make it more effort to get enchantments, which of course is annoying everyone, because you're really making it less viable, they're just making it more work, because that's the easiest way to discourage something. Without actually making it flat out impossible. So that's proven quite controversial, which is probably part of why it hasn't made its way into 1.21. And we'll have to see if it winds up languishing like the combat snapshots wound up doing. But in the meantime, I will just have to keep digging, because that is the only way to get space for anything on a server that is so mountainous. Beacons aren't all that complicated to craft. It's just you need glass, obsidian, and the big thing is the nether star, which you have to kill a wither for. Wither, you have to summon a wither, and to summon a wither you need wither skeleton skulls, which you have to get by killing lots and lots and lots of wither skeletons in a nether fortress. Looks like I have got a fair bit of busy work to do. Well, there goes that skeleton. Got some stinking, dirty, grimy, filthy, useless old coal. And a swarm of blazes. There we go, good swipe attack. Got lots of coal, but I'm not here to get coal. I'm here to get skulls. Stone swords, stone swords, stone swords, stone swords. I don't need stinking stone swords. I don't need stone swords. What are the mob statistics like now? 86. Probably something in the range of 5% if you're using losing free. So either I'm really unlucky or the wiki's... Oh! Well, there we go. There's... combined with the one that I have from before, that's all that I need. And and done. Well, stay away, because that thing's going to blow when it's full. Oh, come on. There we go. Actually, I brought potions of strength for a reason. Use them, silly. Actually, do potions of strength add to your range damage or just your melee damage? We're getting near the midpoint of the fight. And once we do, it becomes immune to arrows. I mean, immune to... Actually, I think you have to melee it. Yeah, you do. I got it. I got it backwards. Oops, silly me. Oh. There we go! There's an Everstar! So, I had lots of annoying trouble in the Nether Fortress, and then the boss was an utter joke. And again, Minecraft's not the only game that works that way, but still a bit of an anticlimax, if you ask me. And I always find it funny how it's actually faster than breaking in creative mode. Like, seriously. In creative mode you have to tap for each individual block, but in survival you can just hold. Like, so if you need to do a lot of bulk digging and you don't have access to slash fill, oh, of course you tease me with an emerald ore. Oh, of course you do. I had originally recorded me explaining this earlier, but I must have forgot to enable recording the actual video in OBS, so I'm having to record this after the rest of the video, but this was what I was originally designing for the clay pits. So, nice different contrast of blocks. I had originally used sandstone for the top and bottom, but I realised that that would be ridiculously expensive and unsustainable. So I wound up using alternative blocks instead. But and then I realised that the flower farm doesn't have a style like that at all. It's a bit more of a natural style, so that wasn't going to work. So I ended up just sort of winging it when digging. Let's get rid of the gravel, because you mine clay with the shovels and don't want gravel getting in the way, because players are bound to accidentally grief that. I've noticed that in my main storage chest that back at my base, I've been getting a lot of gravel, so probably have to find some use for it actually. Doesn't really do any good to just be constantly piling up more and more and more junk. I just realised that I placed a sign saying to harvest cobblestone, and then I make this entire area out of cobblestone. Someone who's overly literal minded could wind up thinking they're supposed to break all this, so let me fix that up. So let me remove all the cobblestone from here. Which will mean digging this up. There we go. That's all corrected now. So we shouldn't have any... So no idiot should break the farm. Okay, you've got a schematic for the mud making machine, and I'm going to have to. Simplest thing to do would be to dig all this out. And then figure out what to do. Simply telling me the block is a mismatch isn't so useful. But when it's more like this, that I can actually work with. So let's just more coal. Goodness, actually, that torch should best go there. There we go. Oh my goodness, having an actual reference available to you makes this quite easy. You just place the box where the schematic tells you to. It's going to technically cause a mismatch, but I think I'll skip out in the corners. That should hopefully save enough glass that I don't need to go back for more. Oh. Now for the moment of truth. This is going to be where... Oh no, oh no, oh no. I need to place something in this space. Otherwise, we're going to have yet another accident. Oof. Just noticed just in the nick of time. And now for the moment of truth. Oh! I forgot to put... I forgot to place the repeater down. It works! It actually works! It actually works! Of course, an unscrupulous player could try and pinch the water bottles from that, but we'll cross that bridge if some jerk actually does that. But it works! Still a little bit of cleanup to do. Of course, I'll have to finish that up, and I'll have to... Now, I'd like to put some lanterns in the clay pit over here, but I think I'll call that for the actual episode. Until next time, bye.